very good at magic. We've traveled the country together, making new friends, and some enemies along the way. As for me, I still love storytelling, and singing love songs, and planning my friends' weddings, with or without their knowledge. I'm a firm believer in happily ever afters, and I believe there's one waiting for each and every person I meet. Under the guiding light of Sarah Ray, I look to keep my friends safe from whatever may come my way. Personally, all I want out of life is to love and be loved in return, and maybe, one day, find a happily ever after of my own.
So, Kesha, why am I doing this? Fine, okay. I'm Kester Stormbreaker. You wanna know about me? Here we go. I'm from a shitty little town in the middle of nowhere. I left as soon as possible for a bigger town, and then left that as soon as possible. I had every intention of joining the Imperial Army and having an illustrious military career, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Instead, I joined a mercenary group and I did that for about, I don't know, 10 years? Went a lot of places, saw a lot of things, wrote a lot of faces, and then I made the biggest mistake of my life. We don't have to go there. Instead, I'll talk about the second biggest mistake of my life, joining these idiots. If you can say, most of the time, or at least I try, they drive me crazy all the time. It's great. I don't really have a choice either. Taylor said I had to, or the world was gonna end. I'm that peachy. I like beer, gold, and minding my own damn business. Special talents include blending in and otherwise being completely average. On purpose, usually. What else? I have a horse that talks to me in my brain. Yeah, apparently I'm a paladin or something. It's complicated. Am I done now? No? What else do you have to say? Okay, fine. Look, I'm not that complicated. As long as I can keep these assholes alive, everything's fine.
It's harder than it seems.
Hello, I'm Maldi Dubois. It's a pleasure to meet you. Where to start? Well, I was raised by a kind woman in a traveling circus, where I learned all kinds of tricks like how to read fortunes and gamble without losing. I eventually ended up in Wolf Crest, working with the Thieves Guild, until a question of morality had me fleeing the city with an orphan goblin girl by my side. Unfortunately, she didn't make it. I traveled alone for a short while until I met Deirdre, and realized we'd be better off together. We met Neona in Overness after she ran into some trouble with her family, and I made a wager against Kessera for her to take us to Asmund for a wedding. Did I mention I'm not one to lose a bet? While in Asmund, I was kidnapped by members of the Cult of the Dragon Queen, where I struggled between wanting to get rid of the wild, unpredictable powers that brought me nothing but pain, and possibly learning to control them. But before I could delve deeper into the promise of mastering my curse, my friends found me and intervened on my behalf. It was almost the end of the soul, and I left the cult with a sour taste in my mouth. It wasn't long after that I met a mysterious man named Cephaliar, who claimed to know about my birth mother. I also learned that he's an ancient black dragon and a consort to Tiamat herself. Not to mention, my father. Not sure if I can trust him. I take what he says with caution. He did save my life when I needed it most, but he is still an ancient black dragon. I'm continuing my quest to learn to control and harness my powers, if I can learn to accept them first. I want to talk about it.
My name is Deirdre Kelly, and I was born in a small village outside of Faybreach. My parents warned me to stay out of the forest, but even back then I was never very good at listening. That's where I met Actaeon. When I was 17, a terrible explosion destroyed my home, and nearly destroyed me as well. Actaeon saved me, taking me to his home in the Feywild. There, he took care of me. He became my protector, my mentor, and my warlock patron. He was also my first love. But I couldn't stay there with him forever. After After 10 wonderful years, though only 2 had passed on the material plane, I was forced to flee the home I had come to know and love. I was lost, and I didn't know where to go. I found myself alone on a ship, and that's where I met Maldi. We traveled together for 2 weeks before coming across Leona and Kesra, and the rest is history. Or so I thought. It's never that simple, is it? I didn't quite realize that my patron had made a deal with the Queen of the Fae, staking his immortality on me and my choices. Choices that, I soon realized, had consequences. Despite my best intentions, Actaeon succumbed to fatal wounds inflicted by the Mad Lich King, leaving me grieving, and without a patron. Into the Whispered Ones, the god of secrets found me, and exploited a moment of weakness. The promise of Actaeon's revival came at a terrible cost, one that I continue to bear, even to this day. Now, I must work to right my wrongs and protect my newfound family against this looming danger, and any other threat that arises.
It's great.
I'm Camille, and I'm the Dungeon Master. What you need to know is that we are playing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons in a world of my own creation called Samaria. We're using the Dawn Arcane with a few special additions. You might recognize some Pathfinder flair, from the Oracle class to the Goddess Sarenrae. And you can find homebrewed monsters, items, and even entire races in this campaign. You might see me play the 5th member of the group, a young paladin named Ray. He met the party at the royal wedding of the first Lord Theo of Asmar, and traveled with them for quite some time before they discovered he was actually the crown prince of the Empire, and on a quest to save his endangered family. As the Empire is in the middle of a civil war, underlying players to this open rebellion are being slowly revealed throughout the game, and the characters are choosing to remain neutral. For now. But these unlikely heroes face a much bigger threat. An insurmountable force threatens the prime material plane, taunting the characters from just beyond their horizon. At the same time, many factions work to their own ends, both for and against the party's personal objectives. The Divine Covenant seeks to protect the primal band, while the Silence claims to root out corruption at its core. The cult of the Dragon Queen aims to raise their goddess from the 9 helms, and the Assembly still remains a mystery. Even the gods on high meddle in the lives of these fated 4, to some unknowable end. These adventurers navigate trails from handling political intrigue to maintaining the balance of the cosmos, not to mention fighting their own personal demons. In a world where nothing is black or white, good or evil, Leona, Kesra, Deirdre, and Maldi must find a way to mark their own paths and claim their own destinies. Welcome to Open for Adventure.
Yay!
It's us. It is us.
Oh gosh.
Technical
Love
difficulties.
technology.
It's me.
Just living our best technology life and trying not to.
All right. What do these people need to know before we get started?
What don't they need to know?
In under
Let me
5
summarize.
minutes.
I'm good at summarizing.
All right, Casper.
Let me summarize. So,
Stop that. Hold the mic towards you.
oh yeah, let me just talk into the microphone.
There you go. You got it.
So what happened was, it all started because Home Slice here got a vision, and we went to go save a town that was about to be overrun by devils. It worked. We won. It was pretty great. We had some casualties, and then immediately after, Chuckles over here, that's Monty, that's what I call him because I don't use people's
We have
names.
nicknames.
Who uses names? Chuckles, his dad showed up and said, hey, guess what? You're coming with me. And he didn't really have a choice. So he wrote this really nice letter saying, don't follow him, please don't look for him, he has to figure some stuff out. And he vanished. And then of course, like 2 days later, She gets a vision showing that he's going to be with his mom, who our DM is playing. And what do? Let's go follow him.
We're not following.
Let's go find him. Let's go see if we can meet him. I said, he says want to be found and leave him alone. But they decided to go. It's whatever. I have to follow him. So we travel across probably about half the continent. We make some friends in the desert. We're going to get an airship on base soon. I'm not excited. I'm terrified of heights. So let's not. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I got real drunk before we got onto the airship to go to Raishar, which is on an island, which is where she is. I got like rip roaring, like my limbs couldn't. It's fine.
You were on an elevator to get onto the airship and you vomited.
I did vomit on the elevator to the airship. It was great. I vomited a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a nap. Everybody's enjoying the view. I'm trying to sleep through the day trip, and we get attacked by an adult blue dragon. It's great. It's wonderful.
Hit me.
I'm
the dragon.
am real excited to kill a dragon, but not on an airship where I could fall off the ship and careen to my death in the ocean. It's fine. It could happen. It could happen.
Of word there.
Yeah, you know what? Shush. So we get attacked by a dragon. It's going real bad for a while, and then Chuckles over here, he's real special to Tiamat and the Cult of the Dragon Queen. We're not real chill about it, but Deirdre, aka Sparkles, decided to be real clever and use a talisman of the Cult of the Dragon Queen that she had and say that we were associated with Maudie. And it worked, and the dragon was starting to leave, but I was really drunk, and I didn't see it, and I killed the dragon instead. And I said, hell yeah, I killed the dragon, and then I passed out. It's fine. So we finish the trip, we get some cool stuff, and then we show up in Raishar, which is a wonderful, very religious city.
It's a very holy city. There is a district, each of the districts is representative of can you fucking not?
Someday.
of a deity. There's Melora, Arathis, Sarenrae, Palor, and Ioun. Many more. All of the either neutral or good-aligned deities. And they found their way to the reserve, which is a massive temple to Ioun. It's basically a giant library, very sacred library. They go and they ask to see Theophania Runebringer. Or they ask to see, what's her name? Ever Hassan, the realm's justice. She is the ruler of the city.
It's gonna be great.
What is that?
That's the dwarven forge that probably started at the same time.
You know what?
Oh no, that was you?
It was her. Yeah, it's not. Someone of these. It's you.
Oh, finally.
So while she's figuring that
No,
out.
I got it.
Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Nice scary music, I don't like it.
They found the temple of Arathis, and they are looking for the realm's justice, Ever Hassan. Ever Hassan leads them to Maudie's mother, who tells them that she has already seen her son. They have a few conversations about the Divine Covenant, the organization that Deirdre has joined that wants to kill Maudie. And as Deirdre was becoming overwhelmed with this information, the window facing outside, facing the west, breaks open. 5 devils appear. 4 of them are humanoid, vaguely humanoid, wearing very ornate armor. Huge horns made of metal coming out of their heads, very human face features. They are carrying a 5th devil with them. This devil looks like a giant insectoid with massive pincers and this giant maw, its teeth reaching out. Its form is icy and cold, and the room drops 10 degrees just by being there. I need everybody to roll for initiative.
No.
Yes.
What?
Another thing to remember, Chuckles
He is
was
not with
He's
us.
not with us. As far as
Not a natural one, but not great.
Maudie Dubois.
Another thing to remember is that Deirdre and Maudie were involved before he disappeared.
he left me a fucking ring, you guys. He wrote a note, said, "I'm so sorry, don't follow me," and left me a goddamn ring.
Yeah. Deirdre and Leona's Sunshine, our Sunshine, they're best friends, and we are sisters. But I don't know that. She knows that. She knows that.
So,
I don't know.
As this is happening, we are going to switch over to Monty.
Frick.
Monty,
Yes.
you follow the party as you see them enter.
Bitch.
Do you go all the way upstairs?
Yes, I wanted to sneak up and try to not get noticed by them.
Make a stealth check. He has extraordinarily poor rolls.
Scroll nails.
Those nails.
Oh, all right. 9.
9. Really? You feel very stealthy as you sneak up. You turn a corner, and in front of you is a body on the floor. A cleric of Ayum, throat slit, dead. Do you keep going?
Can I tell where?
You remember where your mother's room is?
Yeah, I'm going to rush up towards that.
Okay. On your way there, you pass 6 more clerics of Ayum slain.
I start yelling, Deirdre! Just looking around, trying
Okay. You run up. What'd you roll for initiative?
to. 10.
Okay. Who rolled above a 20?
No.
Who rolled 15 to 20?
15, 18.
I'm out of breath.
You didn't try something.
10 to 15.
13. 13.
Monty, you rolled a 10?
Yes.
That'd be great.
Alright, Leona, you rolled the same initiative as the Ice Devil. I'm gonna put this in your favor.
Oh, thank you. Wait.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so you said 2 were humanoids?
So yeah,
Lord. How many were humanoids?
4 humanoids.
Humanoids, 5 total. Okay.
Deirdre, you would recognize these as Aranyas.
Great. Awesome.
And you would also recognize the 5th one as an Ice Devil.
I'm just gonna yell out the names.
Okay.
I don't know what any of those names mean.
What do
so-
those mean?
Ice Devil. Take a guess.
Ice. Got it. Okay. I'm going to.
Smashy.
I'm going to swing the lute around and start plucking a little tune. I'm focusing on one that is close to a friend, and I'm going to cast Crown of Madness.
Okay, what's the spell save?
The spell save is 16 wisdom.
Don't look at my rolls! It can't be in my numbers! That's a natural 1.
Ooh, snaps. That means that you win.
Yeah?
Oh! Your charm.
Can they be charmed? Hold on.
Don't ask that question.
So usually
They
we're
can be
muted
charmed.
when it's not our turn.
Yeah.
So you might hear some comments. I'm
Sorry. Also nice to having a
What is the effect now?
He is. She is.
They
it
are.
is. It are. I lost the spell because I was going to look at something else. So you are charmed. You must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that I mentally choose.
Okay. Noted.
Nice.
For my bonus action, I would look to Kesra, and I'm still kind of plucking away. But I would like to turn to Kesra and say, "Okay, can you please kill them now, please?" And that will be inspiration for you, my friend.
Map. Mindy, I know you like maps, so I made this map just for you.
You're the best. Thank you. Do you want to see?
Yes.
You're wonderful. Thank you. Very visual. And that will be my turn. I have lots of these.
Okay.
You can take all
Do
of
you need
them.
more? A little bit. Just for you guys. Where's the map?
Oh, for
Here, have my
So
spacey
great.
D4. I have nothing that uses a D4.
Wow.
I don't
All right.
do 100.
You guys are right here. These are the monsters. They're in 2 groups, right here and here. Deirdre's by the door. Euphania's right here. Ray's over here. That's all we got.
Cool.
Mindy's very visual. I don't have anything for you guys, so sorry. You're welcome.
That'll be my turn.
All right.
Combine.
You guys watch as these Aranyas, except for one of them, hunker down, draw from their belts these massive ropes. 3 of them are going to rope Deirdre, Leona, and Theophania.
I was gonna say.
All right. I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw.
Hey DM, can I use Semi Strike to keep one of them away from whoever's closest to me?
Can you?
May I?
Yes. Do you have that ability?
I do. You gave it to me, ma'am.
What'd you get?
Gotta find this shit.
Fail. What'd you get?
13.
Fail.
I will let you
Natural
take
5. Fail.
Alright, I'm gonna use my reaction.
This is not on the. Well, I guess it's technically a 10. Go ahead.
This is going so well.
No, that's not gonna work. It's a 12.
All right. You guys watch as these black robes are drawn out. Magically, the Aranias reach back with snarls in their faces and whip their ropes around towards you. Deirdre, you feel every part of you constrained. You are all restrained.
That was a mistake.
Deirdre.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're gonna start pulling you. So, you are all pulled, all three of you are pulled towards the door, towards the window, away from your party. Yep, the three of you. You two are here.
Alright, Red, let's get started.
Yep. Oh, guess who didn't have right to damage? My sweet bow. Deirdre, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna use my bonus action and I'm gonna cast Ethereal Step.
Alright, bring up my
Hey, I'm gonna cast Ethereal Step.
Alright.
And I don't expend a spell slot. And so I'm currently on the ethereal plane, and so the ropes drop me.
Alright, where do you go?
I am going to go.
Currently you are right by this open, broken window.
Cool. I'm gonna fly out. I'm gonna. Oh no, wings are a bonus action. Can't. I took ethereal step.
Okay.
I'm going right by the window and I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Cast her up.
So I do believe the last thing I said in the last session was it's on like Donkey Kong. Therefore,
In Infernal.
In Infernal.
in Infernal, so they understand that they're fucked.
Oh, the ice
I would like to. I'm gonna go for the icy one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go hit it. I'm gonna hit it real
You gotta
hard.
run up to it?
Yeah.
Melee?
Yeah, of course,
Okay.
man. Let's go.
Let's go. With your big sword.
With my no longer cursed sword.
Alright.
It's gonna be great.
It's also no longer magical, so make sure you take one off whenever you roll.
It's still +1.
You have to be tuned to it.
I am still attuned to it. It's just not cursed anymore.
Remove curse unattunes you to your item.
I mean, I've been holding it for the last like forever.
You want to become attuned to it?
Yes, please.
Okay, you're attuned to it.
My
Sword is cursed. They just remove curse, pulls the attunement away from you, and you are no
I
longer
know
cursed.
how D&D works.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well,
Do you want to be attuned to it?
you know what? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
I've lasted 35 sessions with it.
Let's do
Fine.
it.
So I'm
Do
gonna.
your 2 attacks.
Yep. So first attack, that's a not gonna hit.
What is it?
That was a 3 + 8. Second hit, it's a 6 + 8. 14. On the big ol' icy boy.
Let's see.
Come on, nice boy. Nice.
Because I'd like to use a serious.
What'd you roll?
14.
No.
Great.
Oh, you can't crack open a cold one with a.
Wait, I'm inspired.
Stop it.
Damn.
Go ahead.
So that's a 17 now.
Doesn't hit.
How was that? We're all gonna die. It's been a really fun campaign.
TPK.
What are you gonna do? Bonus action?
You know what? Yeah. No. I don't have any bonus actions.
Okay. So we can get smites.
I do got smites, but I gotta hit him first.
Oh, we improv one. Anyway,
I'm a Preparatory smite level 2.
very mark it off. Alright, this Aranias, Ice Devil. This Ice Devil, you guys watch, sucks in a huge breath of air. Kester, he's gonna reach for your shoulders and he's gonna make a shove attack against you.
Cool. I just lost my character sheet. Where's the phone?
Oh
It's fine.
I need you to make an opposing athletics check.
Cool. Anybody know where my freaking phone is?
I ate it.
God damn it, Camille. Cool. So,
Can you roll for me, please?
yes, but I don't know what my modifier is.
High, probably.
That's a 7.
No.
It's not high enough.
Okay, you're shoved back 10 feet.
Fuck you.
I don't
And
think
you
you'd
are-
enjoy that as much as you think you might.
And you are prone.
A prom?
You are prone.
Let me find my phone.
Get this girl a green card!
Hey! Hi. Hi. Nevin, my phone's literally right in front of you.
Oh, pass it down.
Would you pass that down?
This ice devil, Kessler, shoves you back towards the back of the wall. Leona, Deirdre, and Theophania are all pulled towards. I'm sorry. Theophania and Leona are being pulled towards the window.
Did one of them attack the other friend for my...
Not yet.
Okay, not yet. Okay.
They want you want them to attack their friend?
Yeah.
All right.
That's...
Oh, that's a natural 6. It's a natural 6. Okay, so you all watch. The air around begins to crackle with cold energy as a massive ice wall comes up, splitting the room in half. Kesra, you are on the opposite side of Leona, Theophania, and technically Deirdre. Technically Deirdre. It is a Deirdre. And that's till the end of your turn, right? All right. That brings us to Ray, who is on the opposite side as Leona.
He's on my side, right?
He's on your side.
We're gonna fuck him up. It's gonna be fine.
All right. So Ray, you guys watch. This is a massive 6'4" paladin, curly brown hair, bright emerald eyes, wielding draws both of his swords at the same time. He goes right in for the ice wall. He's gonna roll to attack the ice wall.
God, please let it roll back.
Natural 19 to hit.
Hell yes.
That beats the ice wall's armor blows.
Let's go, fancy pants. That's what I call him, fancy pants.
All right.
Very fancy pants.
You guys watch as he takes down this center chunk, just almost big enough for him to get through. He lets out a groan of frustration. Leona! Leona! Raises his other sword, attacks it again. Natural 20. Hey!
I got all my good shit. Take it.
And he breaks down a wall just wide enough to get through. You guys watch as he steps through, but where there's no ice, there's still frigid, cold air. You guys watch his entire body locks up for a moment as he takes cold damage. Ooh.
You got this. Someday.
Sweet boy. That is Ray's turn. He is now just on the inside of the wall. Monty,
Okay, so
you run in the room, and what you see is Kesra, a fucking ice wall. Ray has just stepped through. You do not see Deirdre, you do not see your mother, you do not see Leona.
do I see any devils or?
No.
I'm going to quickly turn to Kestro. Where is everyone? What's going on?
Welcome back, Chuckles. I don't fucking know. They're over there.
I'm going to run through the hole in the I see as well.
Okay.
Because I didn't see Ray.
You're gonna take 14 points of ice damage, or cold damage.
Good thing I have a lot of HP.
Yeah. So much.
Okay, how much more? So what do I see as a...
You have about, I would say, 10 more feet of movement.
Okay.
You do not see Deirdre. Deirdre is gone.
Okay, what else do I
There's a broken window out in front of you. The air is whipping around. You see your mother and Leona are both restrained by 2 Aranyes. The Aranyes are standing just at the edge of the window, looking like their wings extended, looking like they're ready to fly back.
How far away are they from it?
12 feet, 15 feet.
Okay, I'm going to reach out both my hands and twin spell light on both of them.
Okay. What's it say?
Constitution 17.
Okay. Sir. Natural.
Fuck you. There's no children.
Con save
Con save,
from a
yes.
devil.
As the 14-year-old waves the green flag.
15. Does that fail?
Fail, yes.
All right, how much
So,
damage does it take?
It's going, let's see. I'm casting at 4th level, so that's 9, why'd you roll? 10, 15. Oh my god. 15, 21, 24. So 24 to the loss. Oh, 25, sorry. If it fails, it has no effect. So 25 to the one that lost.
Okay. You want one of these?
Necrotic damage.
Yes. one of these Aranyas, you watch black things begin to slip up through their armor into their face. What are you gonna do? Bonus action? We've played Dungeons and Dragons before.
Yes.
For almost
No
a year.
pressure.
At least one. I'm gonna bonus. No, that's it for now.
Okay. That's gonna bring us to Leona.
So, am I like being held? Like
You
I
are
can touch it?
restrained. Yes, you can.
Oh, okay. I'm going to.
Oh, guess who didn't roll for initiative? That's fine. She'll go after you.
Miss Theophania.
Okay,
she's
go
probably
ahead.
Okay, so I am going to freak out, and I'm gonna be trying to tug at where I'm restrained, and it's gonna be an accidental cast of inflict wounds at 4th level.
Please make an attack roll.
That's a big accident.
I know how things work. 18.
Ooh. That is what you need.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, hold on. I need to say
A
something.
lot die.
No,
I know,
that's
I need
wrong one.
D10.
Here, take these.
Okay. Oh, that's close enough.
Okay.
I fuck people up for you.
D&D Beyond, you guys. We're using it.
43. Nice. And then I would like to bonus action turn to Ray. It's okay. I'm fine. And I'll blow him a kiss. And I'm inspired.
He is inspired.
And I'll
All right.
I'm just living in restraint land. It's fine.
Theophania, who is dressed for the winter, as you can tell, in her armor, reaches back behind her and pulls out a dagger. And you watch her close her eyes, and she's going to try and cut. She's not even going to try to cut her own rope. She's going to try and attack this devil. That's natural 18. That is going to hit.
It's DM versus DM right now.
Go our team DM.
But only on ours.
But only our.
Only when it benefits you. Okay. It lands and she drives her dagger in, but it's not super effective. That is going to bring us to Deirdre.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
No, it's not. I'm sorry, one more time. Aaron has to go before you. My notes are great, guys.
Make sure they
Leona.
attack their friends.
Thea.
Or one of them attacks their
Aaron.
friend.
Kesra. Ice Devil. Ray. Monty.
They restrain themselves.
Probably.
That would be awesome.
That'd be great.
Which one is he going to attack?
Whoever is the one.
He's not restraining anybody.
He's not. Can he? Is he? Who's he?
He can attack the one who's restraining Theophania.
Oh, let's do that. That sounds like a good idea.
It's an natural 2 that's not going to hit.
Well, that's rude. Thank you, though.
You're welcome. I tried. These Aranyas sense that you are going to put up more of a fight than they intended.
Damn straight.
So you watch as they hold Theophania and Leona with one hand on their ropes of entanglement, and they draw a longsword with their other. They're going to make 3 attacks on you, Leona. 24 to hit.
That doesn't hit.
15 to hit.
That actually doesn't hit.
And also doesn't hit. Only one of them is going to hit. You're going to take 9 points of slashing damage and 13 points of poison damage.
Whoa. That's a little worse.
I'm really glad only one of those hit.
Yes, ma'am. The other one's going to attack Theophania 3 times.
She's gonna be alright.
Okay. 2 of those are going to land on her. She's going to take 8 plus 13. 21 times 2. Theophania is unconscious.
Whoa. Don't like that.
You guys watch. Oh, Leona, Deirdre, and Ray all watch as this Aranyas holding Theophania takes their longsword and just drives it through the middle of her stomach. You watch as it pierces through. Deirdre, you're up.
Okay.
You are no longer in the
I'm
Ethereal
no
plane.
longer in the ethereal plane. I'm looking at you hardcore because you just.
You cannot see him.
I can't.
There's an ice wall between the two of you.
Oh, I thought he went through.
Oh, you did go. I'm sorry. So yes, you watch this too. Yes.
I am staring at you, and then my eyes glow, bright gold. Wings come out of my back. I fly out the window. Actually, I run over to. So that my bonus action, I cause my wings to come out, and then action. Is it action?
Is it action?
It's a bonus action.
I've done this before. It's a bonus action.
It's a bonus action.
Because it's an action for scourge action, right?
Yeah.
That affects other people too.
But then I'm going to. God. I'm actually going to cast. Fuck it. Nope. Can't. I'm going to fly out the window.
Okay, you're gonna provoke an attack of opportunity with the ropes. Because we've already had these limited
Bye, Deirdre. See you, Spark.
See ya.
That's cocked. Don't look! I can't!
see.
My glasses aren't on, so I don't see anything anyway.
I know.
Y'all just blurry.
So I'm gonna keep, I roll at disadvantage, so I'm gonna keep the lowest. Does a 16 beat your armor class?
Yes, it does.
Alright. Actually, I lied. This is a saving throw. Make a dexterity saving throw.
5.
You fly out, and all of a sudden are jerked backwards, just hovering just outside the window, wings extended to keep your balance.
Cool. I'm gonna use my reaction to cast Absorb Elements just in case. I'm gonna set it to cold.
Okay.
Just in case.
Mark
Icy.
the slot?
Yeah.
Alright.
In case the icy.
Kesra. What doing, bitch?
Well, first off, I'm gonna stand the fuck up.
Okay. You're standing, you have an ice wall in front of you. There is a section that is broken down where you see fog still lingers.
Well, I would like to fuck some people up, please.
Please do so.
I would like to go for the doorway.
Okay, you're gonna take
That's fine. Do it. Let's go. I've got like twice as much HP as the rest
5
of the
plus
bitches.
7 plus 4.
It's fine.
16 points of cold damage.
Cool. Solid. I'm gonna bust through like
Okay.
a Kool-Aid man. And whoever's close now.
So what you see as you bust through,
Yeah.
there are 2 Aranyas, one holding Leona, one holding Theophania. You see their longsword protruding through Theophania's abdomen.
Sucks.
They're standing just on the ledge, looking like they could buck out at any time with Leona and Theophania. Deirdre, you watch, just as you step through is when you see this rope of entanglement go out, and you watch her wings spread wide as she tries to stay aloft. Monty is also there. Ray is also there. Oh, there's the ice devil right in the middle.
Cool. Well, the ice devil worked out great last time. So I'm gonna avoid him. We'll be fine. Instead, I'm gonna. How close is Ray to Leona?
Not.
Cool.
10 feet.
Am I closer to Ray?
Yes.
Am I closer to Leona than Ray?
Yes.
Cool. Well, I guess I'm gonna slice me up, so I'm done waiting.
Please try it.
Okay. That's a 16?
Miss.
Fuck. Alright.
By the way, I would like to. So whenever we stream on Twitch, you can use cheering to purchase inspiration for these fine folks. You all have an instant crit from Morgan.
Hot damn. Thank you, Blondie. Alright. Well, that was a natural 16. I would like to Divine Smite it, please.
Please do.
At second level.
Please
So that's
do.
what, an additional 48?
38.
Well,
Second.
because it's a demo.
Oh, shit.
Yes, honey.
And then double damage. It's fine. Alright, so. That's 4, 5, and 5. So that's 14 damage normally. And then where's my damn d8s? Alright, so that's 6. And that's not great. 6 plus 7 is what, 13? Double?
damage?
26.
26.
So what was that? 14 plus 26?
And this is all in the actual areas.
Correct.
Okay.
And
What does it look like? Try not to hit Leona.
well, she's tied up. She's a little farther away. It's fine.
She's right in front of the areas.
It's fine. I'm gonna what am I gonna do? I mean, I've got a real big sword. And I like to think that I just slice real hard.
Okay.
Going for the shoulder joint.
All right. You break open their armor. Like slicing you slice so far, you slice through the leather and through flesh as you expose their upper arm.
Perfect.
Wow, that's a good job. Now, is that your turn?
I would like to do 2 free actions if you don't mind.
What are they?
One is to use my brain works to tell Red that we got an issue.
Okay.
And to see if she can figure out how to get under the window that we're at outside.
Okay.
If she can. We'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
You
fine.
know you're 10 floors up, right?
We talked, it's alright.
You're 10 floors up?
The what?
You're 10 floors in the air.
Well, you know.
Okay, I'm just
One
checking.
of y'all got wings. One of them has got wings. I'm not jumping out the window.
Alright, just check. I just
Yes,
want
it's
to
fine.
put that out there that they're 10 floors up. I'm ready to know.
Second, if you'll permit it, is I would like to look at this Arius and be like, bring it on, bitch.
I'll allow it.
Thank you. That is my turn, yeah.
Let's go to the Ice Devil. Get out of here, Game of Thrones.
Copyrighted.
That's copyrighted as fuck. Copyright.
What? The intro to Game of Thrones? No.
What? Alright, this Ice Devil pulls from its back holster a spear.
Oh, what?
An ice spear.
It's got a holster.
No, he doesn't. So it's an icicle. It's a big freaking icicle.
It's a perfect way to murder me.
And it is going to look at Ray. And it's going to go for Ray. No?
Fancy Beard's got this. He's fine.
Are you trying to do something about it, or are you just arguing?
No! I mean, I talk to everybody. Excuse me, please don't do that. Please don't put that away. Please.
Make a persuasion check.
Thank you.
Oh, shit, bro.
22.
Okay, the Ice Devil turns around and slams its spear into you.
Hey.
What's up, Kessler?
I got some things about that.
What are you gonna do?
I got some things about that.
What are you
Like,
gonna do about
I can use my reaction to a couple of things.
Alright, what are you gonna use your reaction to do?
I would like to use.
Because I just rolled a natural 18 to hit.
Well, what's your AC, no slice? Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm still a little toasty.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm a little more in touch with myself when I'm toasty. It's fine. I would like to use my channel Divinity Repent, please. My
To
channel Divinity, not to repent. That's not the one I want to do. To defend, please.
Defend?
Yes.
Will you read it out loud?
I will. It means you may use your bonus action to protect an ally within 5 feet of you. Until their next turn, this ally has a bonus to their AC equal to your strength modifier, which is a lot. In addition, if a creature lands an attack on the recipient of your defend, you may use your reaction to take a melee attack against them.
So you're supposed to use your bonus action to cast that, but because this is your first time using it, you've never used it before, I'm gonna give it to you as your
I
reaction.
thought it was a reaction.
Well, it's a reaction to make an attack, but you gotta put your bonus action to put it in place.
Oh, well,
But
bro.
I'm a cool mom.
You are a cool mom.
You're like,
You're about to be a dead mom, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's real. So does a 28 still hit you, Mindy?
Did you just say a 28?
Yeah.
What's your
I thought the first one was an 18.
A natural 18.
It was not
Natural
that
18.
Which
well,
is still
I'm
What is your
inspired.
strength bonus?
Not that high.
It's a 5, right?
4. It's a 4.
What's your AC?
21 now.
21.
28 hits.
Cool.
All right.
You know what that means?
Yep.
I get to hit it.
Yep, but you're gonna take damage first, Leona.
Okay.
Alright. 14 piercing damage.
Perfect.
10 cold damage. Make a constitution saving throw.
She's so bad. It's fine.
11. I think that passes.
For 1 minute, your speed is reduced by 10 feet. It's like
So it's negative 10?
I'm restrained. I know. But when you are no longer, when you are no longer restrained, your speed is reduced. You also can take either an action or a bonus action on your turn, not both. You cannot take reactions. You may repeat the same throw at the end of each of your turns. Make your attack.
Hell yeah. Fuck! It was almost a 17. It doesn't hit.
Did you just use your instant crit? Is that what you used earlier?
I have not used it, but I will use it now.
Okay.
And DM, we have to also put a Searing Smite into the summon?
You may.
Hell yes.
You mean a Divine Smite? You can't cast a Divine Smite, that's what it's like. You can use it, you can smite a Divine Smite.
Alright, I will Divine Smite 6th level.
That's 48.
48 plus my...
Who's gonna win, you guys?
Alright, hey, I get to
Players.
reroll ones because I'm a great weapon. Oh, fuck you, man. Alright. So that's 30 damage, not including the Divine Smite.
And it's double because it's an instant.
Yeah. It didn't make it. But
No,
that
it was 30 before the double.
There's
I
money
doubled
on
it
the
for you.
floor.
Okay. What's the total?
So that was 30 normal, and then we have
30. How much total?
what's 19 times 2, Mindy?
Everyone gets a reroll.
Yeah. So
Everyone gets a reroll. Who's this from? Katie.
wow, yeah.
Everybody gets a reroll. Everybody gets a reroll.
Inspiration.
Everybody has inspiration. In fact,
Okay.
this is for you guys for your inspiration. It's one for you. These are from campaign coins. We're gonna be doing a giveaway in about half an hour.
Yeah. Hey, so DM.
Yeah, what's
I got 30 slash damage
Okay.
and 38 radiant damage, which I assume gets doubled again because it's radiant damage on a double.
It does not. They do
No.
not have abilities.
Well, that's alright. So, but that's still 68 points of damage.
You take
Nicely
your
done.
great sword and slide it right in that weakness of the armor, right by their arm, and it goes into their rib cage.
Good.
They are unhappy.
Good.
I thought you were about to say they were unalive, and I was going to be very excited.
No, they're not dead.
I'm very good at being sure.
Sure. Very sure. That's going to. Whose fucking turn is it anyway?
That was Kesra's.
No, that was Kestra's reaction.
That was the Ice Devil's
It was
turn.
the Ice
That was the Ice Devil's turn. Thanks, guys. It's Ray's turn!
For the record, DM, her AC is now 21 until the end of my next turn.
Noted. Ray's gonna run up on this Ice Devil on Leona. I mean, the Aaron, yes. Finally, baby, how many fucking loads? He's gonna miss with his first attack. Natural 19 on the second attack, that will hit. He's gonna pop a Divine Smite. A Paladin boy.
Pokemon.
Grants. You guys watch as Ray comes around the other side with his two long swords. One kind of holds behind his back for balance. He walks that line right by the window on the other side. Takes his sword, spins around, cuts this Aragnet's head completely off. It tumbles to the floor. Unfortunately, the body is gonna fall backward. Mindy, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Wait, I'm right by the window. Can I try and catch her?
You can make a dexterity check with disadvantage.
Oh no!
I mean, teamwork makes the dream work.
Disadvantage.
Oh, no. It was a natural 19 and a 9. But what's your...
Okay.
Oh, also, wait. She's next to me.
And
Do you
Ray.
have a
I
thing?
do have a thing.
Oh, wait.
I believe she adds +3 to it.
You get advantage. So what was the first roll?
I rolled them at the same time.
Reroll.
Paladins.
Woo!
I'm trying to find the specific
14,
thing,
no,
but I'm pretty
24.
sure.
Wait, how do you do
Oh my god, those are two very different numbers.
Words are hard.
What is it?
Oh, numbers. What?
You get +3.
27.
I rolled 16 with disadvantage. Okay. Leona, you feel your body start to fall backwards in that uncomfortable lurching as you look behind you to the floor, to the ground, and it is 10 floors down. You are able to somehow pull yourself out, take your step forward. It's like your hair brings you forward. It's so heavy. It's fair. At the same time, Deirdre and Ray are both reaching for your arm and they pull you in.
Thank you.
Are you alright?
I think so, yes.
Ray's just went. Maudie,
Okay, so
there's one cell on your mom.
I am going to pull it. I'm going to scream out as loud as I can. Savaliar, help! And what use is Dragon Daddy but not to protect his? I'm gonna re-roll that.
It was the same number!
Dice jail.
Dice jail!
That's going. I'm still a persuasive. That's still going to be an 18.
You do not feel hurt, but you do not know that we're hurt.
Okay.
Okay.
We got this. You got this.
And then, so there are 4 devils left now?
3. They're all still out. There's a total of 5.
Oh, I thought Ray just took one of them.
I lied. Ray just took one of them out. I was there for that. There's 4.
And they're all in the room, or are they
Yes.
flying outside?
They're all in the room. Matt's guys. They're helpful.
I'm going to,
Leon, you're on deck.
I'm going to cast. How close is everyone in the room right now? Like,
They're all within 20 feet of you.
okay. Including all of us.
Yes. Fireball!
Fireball right now.
Solid land.
I'm going to.
Don't worry until your mother's life on the line.
I know, but
No
I
rush.
can't heal her. Shit.
Wait, who's your mom?
The one on the sword.
The Evadian.
Oh.
She's the one with the sword thrower gun. Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's fine, this is fine.
Oh, I'm having flashbacks to last session now. Sword through the gut.
Well, this is awkward.
You know what? Devin,
I'm going to cast Blight on the one that's holding my mom.
Okay. Is that a saving throw?
Yes, yes. That's a saving throw, Constitution.
Natural 20.
Fuck.
Look, it's dream catcher, sorry.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to activate the claws
Okay.
that I have.
The rest of you watch. For the first time, since you guys have known Maldi, this claw activates. You do not take any damage from it. His right arm turns into a massive dragon hand. Black scales, long, sharp claws dripping with acid. You can hear that as the acid drips onto the ground.
I can't do anything else yet.
Where are you gonna move? Stay where you are. Deirdre, you see
Put your hand above something.
as well, his entire face becomes covered in black scales. His arms cover in black scales.
Chuckles?
I'm going to also run up to try to get in between my mother and.
Okay,
That's it. Just kind of reaching back.
Liam.
So, is there anybody around me? Like, I have my
You are 10 feet away from Theophania, Maldi, and the Araness that's holding Theophania Rubringer.
and then that's. Okay, is there any way to get to Theophania and touch her without
Yes.
getting in? Okay.
No, not without getting a melee.
Cool.
Unless you
Awesome.
stand right in front of her.
I'm gonna stand right in
All
front
right.
of her. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna touch her and I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to Serenade. Serenade would be really helpful if you could please help and I will cast Spare the Dying. And then for my bonus action, I will turn my head back to Ray, still kind of mumbling to Sarah right now, cast Shield of Faith.
Okay, you're concentrating on that spell.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You would know that.
Concentration
Right,
spells,
I would
guys.
know that. Sorry, I forget things. Oh, that was dumb. It's fine. I will. To Bundy. It's nice to see you. Like, I mean, sort of. And,
Good to see you again. We'll catch up later, Leona.
you're inspired.
You are inspired. It is Theophania's turn. She is unconscious. She cannot do anything. That brings us to the Araness. Alright. The Araness have both Deirdre and Theophania restrained. And they extend their wings and they begin to fly away.
Can I?
Maldi Dubois. Pick. You get 1 attack.
Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
You watch in slow motion as the third Araness grabs onto the ice devil and also begins to fly away.
I'm gonna go towards the one holding Deirdre.
Okay, what are you gonna do to it? You can get an attack with your claw. I need two attacks with your claw if you want to. Okay.
I'm gonna go for the rope.
The rope?
Yeah.
Okay. Smart man.
Hey,
What's up?
watch face down.
No.
Am I close enough to use a sentinel reaction? Or
No.
no? Also, I realize I
You already used your reaction.
Right, value action.
The rest of you watch in slow motion. These 3 remaining Aranyes and the Ice Devil are retreating. And they're taking your 2 Aasimar with them.
22 on the rope.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Fuck that rope up.
My damages. I use this all the time.
Did you attack his friend this turn?
9. 9 slashing.
No.
Yes.
2 misses. You reach out with your claw, grasping at this rope, trying to yank Deirdre back towards you. Deirdre, you feel the force pulling you back, your wings giving you a little bit of a buffet, but you're being pulled towards the room. This Aranyes, their eyes glow red, with bright red with anger as the rope breaks and fly away.
Holy shit.
We are out of combat, friends. The
I
ice
still
walls.
have my wings. I fly. I fly after Theophania.
Okay.
We only have she's only for
Make
a
an experience
minute.
check. See how fast you can get there.
Also,
Can
I
I?
have something I want to do as well.
Okay, what do you do?
I want to cast Dimension Door to try to go over to where I see them flying. Like try to.
Make a check with your spellcasting ability.
I would also like to pluck away. I'm gonna cast fly on myself.
Oh my
do it.
god, people!
I'm gonna use my instant crit.
Okay, instant crit?
Yeah.
All right.
I have
you guys
one
watch.
job.
Deirdre touches down on the floor, then bends her knees, squats at her hips, and absolutely launches herself into the air after Theophania. What are you gonna do? You get 1 action.
I'm gonna grab my short sword and I'm gonna try and cut the rope.
Make a attack roll against the rope. Give me your inspiration.
Don't forget
Oh, your that's from
Yeah,
that's,
that's
that's your
from-
inspiration from.
Kate. I'm gonna reroll.
You use it. All right.
That's not great.
You have an instant crit.
I already used it.
Well, never mind, you don't.
Can I throw a dagger?
I also.
At the Aranyes.
At the rope, I'm trying to break her.
Make an attack roll.
And then hope that we catch her. It's fine, guys. Leona thinks everything through.
I rolled a 22.
Okay, you dimension door. What are you doing when you dimension door to your mom?
I'm grabbing onto her.
Onto her?
Yeah,
Okay,
because
then the
she's
2
like-
of you are. Okay, you're grabbing onto her. She's still restrained, except for before you do, you watch as a dagger.
17.
As a dagger gets her, launches right into her side.
And I will psychic blades.
That's 2 instant death failed death saving throws on Theophania
Wait,
Rimbringer.
I hit the.
You hit Theophania Rimbringer. You're throwing at the rope around her waist.
Oh yeah. Can I
Yeah.
do instant crit? It's too late, isn't it? It's okay. It's fine. Sorry, mommy.
I got a.
This is why I train.
Okay. What are you gonna do when now the 2 of you are in the air together? Your arms are around her. The Aranyes is behind her, pulling it. You try to dimension door away again?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a strength check.
My strength. You know I'm not strong.
If I not hit her, can I bonus action heal her?
Yes. Kestra and Ray are just like, oh well, I guess we're
But,
fine.
yeah.
Fuck me, I guess.
Alright.
Bye guys.
Fancy pants, can you fly?
I can't fly. Sorry.
I mean,
I can jump, but it's not gonna be pretty.
I mean, go ahead.
I mean, it'll be the last thing I ever do.
That's fine. I'm just kidding. Please don't. Yeah, beat it.
9 points of healing.
Okay, she is conscious with 9 points of healing.
It's gonna be a 3.
Theophania is pulled from your grasp.
Can I try and catch her?
No, she's being pulled back by the Aranyes.
Okay.
But it's Dimension Door. Why is it a strength check?
Because you gotta pull her against the rope. She's wrapped around her middle as a rope. At the end of it is an Aranyes of that rope. And they're magically tuned to it.
Is it a? Oh, are we out of
It's a
is it-
magic.
Are we
Yeah,
done? Good.
yeah.
Yes.
So I just Dimension Door back without her.
Yeah.
Can I? How far away are they?
They are now 60, maybe 120 feet away.
And that's on my fourth level.
And then,
No, and then.
you hear the sounds of wings beating.
Oh,
As an ancient black dragon flies up from the ground and swallows Aranius whole. Grasps Theophania Rootbringer in his claws as gently as possible.
Bye.
And flies away.
Oh, fuck.
You hear a message in your head, Monty. I've got her. Make it quick. We're leaving.
Hey fans, you got the alcohol on you.
Here you go.
Thank God.
I'm assuming not the rest of you come back into the room.
No, I fly away.
Goodbye.
Bye. Yeah, I'll fly back.
Looks like Team Rocket's busting off again.
Yes.
Ray, the Crown Prince of the Empire, just so you guys know who you're dealing with. The Crown Prince of the Empire who's in hiding is rescuing you. What the fuck?
Yeah, normally, yeah, what the fuck?
I need a drink. I don't know what just happened.
I think I need
Here. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, shit. All right. Way to go, sunshine.
I go right.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, y'all, what the fuck just happened?
I don't answer. I look at Monty.
Chuckles, was that? I haven't seen him before. I've always missed out. Bummer, right? Super missed out. I never. Was that what's his face? Zapdos
You
or
hear
whatever?
screams from the
Zipper bubble?
from the crowds down below as a black dragon flies away from Marshall.
Thank you.
Screams below, screams inside,
Can I send him?
as the rest of the Iron clerics are being discovered by their peers.
Just gotta say thank you.
I think we should get out of here.
Yeah, maybe.
Ray recasts disguise self on himself as it appears as an older gentleman.
You guys just want to jump out the window again?
No, God.
No.
Great.
Let's go.
I don't have much time to explain things, but maybe we could find a safe place to talk for a little bit.
I think I know a place. Hold on.
I'll cast disguise, or
Alter self.
alter self to not look like this.
I cast patience.
Your bodies are still shaking, the adrenaline's still rushing through you as you realize exactly what could have happened just now. Ray leads you all to a bar.
Is it a good one this time?
A good one. It's semi-crowded, about half crowded. What's it called?
It's called
The Tipsy Tinker.
It's the Tipsy Tinker. The Thirsty Scholar.
The Thirsty Scholar. All right, fine.
Yeah, that's what we decided earlier. The Thirsty Scholar. It is a small, dimly lit bar, tavern. At this point, it's afternoon. On the equivalent of a Saturday. And it's about half full. You see half orcs, humans, half elves, no dwarves, got a few gnomes, a few halflings, just a very mix, no tieflings, no dragonborn in here. The tavern keeper is a older gentleman who's human in his like late 50s. Welcome.
I need a 10.
Alright. What do you need?
The strongest shit you have. Please.
Alright. He reaches under the bar, grabs, you notice some dwarven made whiskey.
Oh, thank God.
Pours it in a glass. Anyone else?
I'm fine.
Let's go here to the corner. Ray leads you all to a corner table. What the fuck? Monkey, what are you doing here?
What are all of you doing here? I told you not to follow me.
For the record, I said not to.
We had business and we happened to run into
You're really had a vision.
We just happened to need to go in the same direction. It was
It was good that we
opportune.
did because if we hadn't shown up, my brother would be dead. And in the hands of the assembly.
What?
Those were devils.
That's right.
Yeah, they had like horns.
Sorry, tracking on the side. It's fine.
And a tail, I think.
I didn't know that there was going to be an attack here. We had nothing to do with that.
Are you sure you weren't followed?
Black Dragon is a little bit conspicuous.
But he wasn't. I thought we would be safe.
You thought it was safe for you to bring an ancient black dragon to where your mother has been successfully hiding for the last 20 years? You thought that would be a good idea?
My mother didn't seem to have any ill will towards my father anymore. My father saved her just now.
Gray looks at Deirdre.
What?
I'm gonna get where I'm going.
What are all of you doing here? What vision did you see? Why did you need to talk to my mother?
Gray looks at Deirdre.
I wanted to ask after you to make sure that this was the right decision, that you weren't coerced into doing it. And when Leona said that she'd seen you, we had to decide if we were going to go after my mother first or yours. So we weren't following you. We were looking for information. I was looking for information.
It was just convenient.
Can you not?
The whiskey's really strong.
It's very strong.
Hey. Fuck you.
Fuck you too.
Stop it.
I almost ran away when we knew that you were here. You ran in the middle of the night one day. You left a note. You left me a goddamn ring. And you left.
I told you there were things that I needed to take care of. Zafalio had to talk to me about some things. I said I would be back.
You see, as he starts to grow more aggravated, you notice now that the scales that grew during the fight, the claw, just seeps back into him. His hand returns to normal. Almost all of the scales are gone. He looks exactly the same as he first met you. He is clearly much more in control of his powers.
Zafalio was worried for me. He was trying to teach me how to get control of this.
That's good. That's good. But it sounds like you were compelled, that you were forced. But at the same time, you also had time to write a really long note. You even wrote a postscript.
Yeah.
What was I supposed to think?
I don't know. I told you. I said I was sorry. I didn't. It was a feeling I had. I don't know if I was compelled or what, but it felt like it was what I needed to do in that moment.
What happened that night?
Zafalio called for me. He said that we have to leave now. And I asked him to give me a moment to let me write something for you, and he did. I don't think that if I was compelled that I would have been able to do that.
So like he shows up and says, hey, let's go. Just, sure.
I was of little use to any of you right now. I was more of a danger than I was of help. Everyone was after me. Everyone was trying to hurt you all for me.
I mean, to be fair, we have a lot of people chasing us around, trying to, you know. I mean, you added to it, sure, but, you know, are you have to do with the devils or the Empire or that one really angry lady? It's fine.
Really angry lady?
Don't worry about it. It's cool. No, it's fine.
Right.
It's 5 minutes. So, like, I mean, I get it, but it's also a shitty excuse. It's fine.
and all about shitty excuses, so just let you know. Just let you know.
Start to hear a murmur in the crowd as a bard steps up on stage. An elven, very young elven woman. And she starts to sing a sweet, sorrowful song. And as she starts to sing, you watch all of the color drain from Ray's face.
When I was a girl, I had a favorite story of the meadowlark who lived where the rivers wind. Her voice could match the angels in its glory, but she was blind. The lark was blind. The king of the river took her to his palace, where the walls were burnished bronze and golden braid, and he fed her fruit and nuts from an ivory chalice. And he prayed, sing for me, my meadowlark, sing for me of the silver morning. Set me free, my meadowlark, and I'll buy you a priceless jewel, and cloth of brocade and cruel, and I'll love you for life if you will sing for me.
Come on stage. Grab your chair.
Oh,
Right over here.
thank you. Oh, we have a thingy for you, actually. Oh, excuse me.
Jordan, you're gonna be over here.
Me?
Where? You're right here. Perfect.
Oh, well then, never mind. It's just next to me anyway.
In the meantime, while I'm getting everything all set up and beautiful, Maudie, Deirdre, Kesra, and Leona, please make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Well, guess what? All y'all get +3 because
I know.
I'm
Is it a
magical.
charm? It is a charm, so Kesra and Leona get advantage. Haha.
And a +1.
3. Oh, that's good. I got a 4 to 16.
3.
You said
Wisdom.
+3?
Wisdom saving throw.
I have a high wisdom, believe it or not.
I do until I did it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to make sure she's got space. I'm trying to also not.
Ray turns around. As the two of you are talking, turns around, stands up, and just walks.
He doesn't look like Ray, is that correct?
Correct, but you know.
I do? Okay,
Yeah.
great. What was everybody's results?
23.
Go ahead, Leona.
+3.
17. 22.
12.
I had a feeling you were going to be the one who failed this one.
Just putting all of my dice in dice jail.
All right, so none of you know anything happened except for Mondi, who, this singer, she's incredible. You're enchanted by her. For the next hour, you are inspired by her. You will talk glowingly of her to anyone who talks to you, and maybe get a little hostile with somebody, or get a little defensive if somebody's hostile about her.
That's nothing. It's a good joke.
The rest of you, she's just singing a pretty song.
Alright, that's cool.
I like pretty songs.
So after she finishes her song, she's going to sort of take a little curtsy, because she saw Ray leave, correct? That's what we're going to.
Ray, yeah. So Ray walks up to her.
Okay. Oh, he walks up to her.
He walks up to her.
Perfect.
You see this elven woman, long pointed ears, silver jewelry all around. She looks like this.
So she is going to sort of like give a nod to her band and as she finishes her song, comes off the stage. She's gonna come up to Ray.
Who the hell are you? And what are you doing wearing that face?
Hello, Aleo. I've missed you, my soldier boy.
Iris, you've been dead for 2 years.
I'm sure you have many questions, and I have
Questions? Questions. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Fancy pants. I don't know what's. I should probably not do this. Whatever this is in the middle of the
Okay.
table.
Leona,
It's a table.
meet Iris Winters, my former fiance.
The dead one.
Yes.
Oh, hello. You must be Aleo's friends.
How charming. I'm Agnes Winters.
It's a pleasure to meet you. You have quite a beautiful singing voice.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Oh dear, are you okay?
What did you say your name was again?
Iris Winters.
Such a lovely name.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. You're fairly handsome yourself.
Oh, you're too kind.
Aren't you daring right now?
Drop it right now.
Drop what then?
You know what I'm fucking talking about.
I'm happy to talk about things, but there are a lot of eyes around here.
Hey, Dia,
Yeah.
how many other people were charmed by this lovely lady and are looking at Ray real suspiciously?
It was just you 4 that were charmed.
Oh,
Four, and
well.
by those 4, I mean just Mondi at this point.
Okay, well then never mind. The first bit, like fans, like we're in the middle. At least pick a table, or a corner, or a room.
He walks to the bar.
That's fair.
It's nice to meet you,
You too. And what was your name, darling?
Leona.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks, Mom.
Just try.
I can't see.
I'm gonna follow Ray to the bar.
Double, please. Yep. And a room. Yep. Pulls out gold out of his pocket, tosses it on the table.
Hey bartender, just put on my tab.
Do you know how much money I have?
Sure, go ahead. Never mind. Put it on my tab.
I need to feel in control of something right now.
It's his tab now.
It's my tab. You didn't pay your tabs anyway.
Precisely.
I had to pay the last one.
Oh, hey, thanks.
You see him grab a key. I don't know which mic he used. He grabs a key from the bartender and, without addressing any of you, storms the fuck upstairs.
Hey, I'm gonna go follow Fancy Pants. I'll be.
I'll follow too.
I'll follow you.
Hello, Monty. Are we going upstairs?
I guess so.
Okay.
DM, I would like to close the door before Iris can get in the room,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
Because, yeah. Alright, what's he doing?
Pacing, drinking.
Yep. Yep, all rational decisions. So,
Iris is gonna just knock on the door. Areo, I know you're angry. Please talk to me. Please. Your friends can hear all of this. I swear that it's fine. I need to talk to you.
how about, like,
Oh god, I need to.
how about,
Would you like
like,
to use the thing?
just like 10 minutes
Oh god.
to chillax. Just like,
13.
time out.
Oh, that's pretty good. Bard. And because of who you are, Tori, he goes and he brushes past you, Kester, and he opens the door.
Okay, alright.
He sees all of you. Kitten here. I enter, and Iris, these are my friends. Deirdre Kelly.
Deirdre?
What have we called?
Moldy.
Moldy, that's a lovely name, Moldy.
Thank you.
Sweat.
I'm sorry, I can't help it,
But
but
not sorry. You don't even know what that is.
Shit, room.
This is Leona. And that's Castra.
What's up?
hello, it's
You better start talking really quickly.
okay. Jordan is very nervous. No, it's fine. Look, I know what it must have been, what I put you through, and but I have my reasons to have done what I did, and I heard there were rumors that you were traveling around town, and I thought,
Wait, who knows I'm here?
That is a very good question.
I have friends who know things, and like I said, there were
That's not
rumors
suspicious
only.
at all.
I know. Let me explain. Oleo, you You know me better. You know my heart better than anyone ever has, ever. And that is still true. But there are things about myself that I have kept from you, even when we were together. When the bandits attacked our caravan.
So that wasn't staged.
That was not staged.
Swear.
I swear.
Look at me, Iris.
I swear.
Make a persuasion check. Or deception check if that's what it is. No, you're wrong. That until I can. It's cocked. You're wrong. So on an ankle. 16. Okay.
Here, I have a hot pink one. Chicken.
I have my dice in here. I'm just so nervous. I haven't gotten it out yet.
There we go.
I don't have for eating.
Oh.
All right. That was not staged. But when they attacked, there were things about myself, Arroyo, that...
Yes, you said that.
Right.
Now, what is Iris, I swear to God?
I am not what I seem. I never have been. Not since the day we met. And I thought I could hide it, and I realized that it would come out eventually, and then you would have to choose between you and your family, and I couldn't let you make that choice, and I couldn't. It was easier for, and I'm a coward, I know. It was easier for me to run away rather than face you. But, and at this, we're all in private, the doors are locked. Right? She's gonna take off a ring that she's wearing. And as she takes it off, her red hair becomes shocking white. The blue grayish eyes become completely gray, and her skin turns a dusky gray purple, because she's not actually an elf, she's a dragon.
Huh.
This is who I've been, this is who I've always been, and well, you're the crown prince, I couldn't.
You were going to marry me?
I lived longer than you, I thought I could get away with it. I've been Iris Winters for so long.
That's not even your real name.
Well, it's close.
2 years. 2 years we were together.
Yeah, longer than that in some cases, yes. Depends on when you're counting from.
Iris, 2 years. How did you keep that up the whole time?
It was easy, I had this. It makes me an elf, for all intents and purposes. And once I was the Iris Winters, nobody questions the bards having fake names or where they came from. They're just who they are.
Was everything a lie then?
No. Certainly not my feelings for you.
You know what? There's actually a lot going on with us right now.
That's putting things mildly.
Yeah.
Iris, I really don't have time for this. I really do not have time for this. You don't understand. It's a matter of life and death.
I apologize. I don't know what brought you here and what you're dealing with. I just know, as I mentioned, there were rumors that you all were going to be around here. And, when the Crown Prince Mercier is going to be in town, and not everyone is a fan, certain people take certain measures to eliminate, to make...
What?
There is a bounty on your head. So I thought perhaps you might need some protection. I didn't know.
I can protect myself. I always have been able to.
I know, but
you're telling me that you ran away.
Yes.
From everything that we had built together, and you let me believe we were dead, and you let me murder hundreds of bandits to find you. I mean, to be fair, they did attack me in the first place. That was never staged. That they and are bandits and awful. So you let me mourn you. I know. I couldn't let you choose between me and what you are going to become. There was no way that you could ever be with a drow. You don't know that. Because you didn't give me a chance. You know what? I think that I've heard enough.
Yeah?
I'm Iris. Please, I can't do this. I understand. Please. Why are you here? I want to help. I think I can. Roll a persuasion check. Nice. Alrighty.
That's better.
That's a 27. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a little lost. And you. Yeah.
What? How long has it been?
Not an hour.
What?
Let me just. Can you make that stop? Actually, no, I can't. I'm sorry.
What?
Just like Leona has her abilities, Iris has her own. I'm a very enchanting performer. I don't know what to tell you. We all know.
You're alright.
Thank you, Catherine.
Do you want me to like give her up?
Please let me stay for a little while. At least while you're here with Moisha. I know the city. I just want to help. Well, as long as you don't harm or bring harm to any of my friends. We have a lot to do. What is happening? What is this?
You know what? I really don't know. It's alcohol. That's the important part. It's the important part. You all jumped out of fucking windows. It's the really important part.
Can I heal myself?
You can take a short rest if you like.
I'm gonna take a nap. Not really a nap.
Short rest is an hour, which means you're okay again.
After the short rest, he'll be okay.
Yeah. I have to play any conversation I have with him because he's not going to listen to it.
Wait, it's only for an hour or is it the whole time?
It's just an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hasn't been it yet. Leona.
Yes.
Are you alright?
Yes.
I think she's still bleeding a little bit.
Oh, come here.
I'm okay. I'm just a little tired.
He dumps 25 points.
Oh, that's much better. Thank you.
Okay, well. What now? We're Molly. You're still fucked up.
Can we agree never to jump out of fucking 10-story windows again?
Certainly.
Can we do that? I mean, I don't do
Jump
good
out
at
the windows.
dance.
I'm sorry. This is actually not the first time today.
To be fair, we didn't jump out of a window. We flew out of the window.
Same fucking difference.
It's very different.
You know that, sunshine.
It's very different.
No.
Nobody
10.
fell to the death. We're fine. See?
There's the hole still there.
I'll cast mending.
I thought it was falling. I need to.
Yes.
I need to speak to you.
Okay.
The hole in his
It's fine.
Please do not fall again.
I'm fine.
He takes you out of the room to the hallway and takes you by your arms. Leona, I have no idea what to do.
It's been a very long day. Santa's coming. Do you hear that? It's an old story I'll tell you sometime. So, I don't know. There's a lot of surprises today. How are you feeling?
Feeling? How am I feeling?
I mean,
Truly.
yes?
She's been dead for 2 years. I looked for her for 2 years. Leon, you watched me.
Yes.
But what? What are you going to say?
Sometimes people make choices, and
You're defending her.
Seriously,
you're defending her.
I'm not defending her. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's okay to hear her out.
I've heard her.
Have you?
Yes.
You're very angry right now.
I'm always angry. Literally always.
I am.
Literally, Leon, every single person who has ever promised that they care for me has willingly, or unwillingly, unwillingly in this case, left. Including her, and it was of her own choice. She decided to go.
Sometimes we feel like choices aren't really choices for circumstances. I'm not saying you have to forgive her. I'm not saying that you have to be okay with what happened. I'm just saying it's okay to hear her out. And if you feel as though you've hurt her, then, well, you can tell her to leave, or you can tell her to stay for a bit. It's your choice.
I mean, what's going to happen? Are we going to...
I mean, I don't know. I feel like everything is a surprise these days. So, you're here, she's here. I mean, a lot has happened. A lot has changed. But, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be terrible for her to stay.
Do you really want her here?
That is a very interesting question. Yes and no.
Why?
Ray, I know a lot has changed, and I know that she walked away and she lied to you, she deceived you. But based on the conversations that we've had, you did at one point love her. And
I don't love her, Leona. I love you. Always have.
2 years ago, you didn't even know me.
Does that matter?
No, I just...
You're really not going to acknowledge it, are you? You're really going to keep pretending like...
I don't want this to...
Leona, did you hear me when I told you that I love you?
I hear you. I do. And if you truly feel as though everything is passed between you and Iris, then... you know how I feel about you.
No.
Okay.
I specifically do not. That is why I'm telling you now, for the first time, in the months that we've known each other, that I love you and you are. You can't say. It's fine.
walks away.
While that's happening,
Has an hour passed?
Chuckles,
Tell me
what
about yourself,
this is my
Dee.
Oh, there's not much to say, but why don't you keep singing for us?
Alright, Chuckles, what the fuck?
Yeah, I can't remember what song.
Hey, hey, Sparkles. Maybe this
Yeah.
time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay. Hey, Sparkles, I think you should give him a good old slap on the face if that helps.
It's gonna help.
I mean, it'll help. Sparkles. It might knock him out of it. You never know.
Angry as I am, I don't think I can bring myself to. It's mildly entertaining.
I mean, that's true. I'll do it for you.
You might actually kill him.
No, it's fine. I'll pull my punches.
You stabbed me.
You.
she's never
It
let
was
that go.
fucking cursed. You knew it was cursed. You had to wait 12 hours. 12 hours, Sparkles. 12 hours. And you still tried to take a while of sleeping. I was unconscious. I was sleeping. I'm sorry. I already said that.
No, it's fine. Thank you.
You're lucky, Chuckles. He's not even paying attention to anything. You're not paying attention to me anyway.
No, I am literally sitting in between them, and he has not looked at me once.
Hey, DM, can I dance him?
I'm sitting.
Fine.
He's sitting.
That's nice.
Do you go and you pick him up by the armpits and you pants him?
No, I'm gonna go stand next to him.
And I'm gonna like, and I'm gonna crouch, and I'm just gonna, like a magic trick.
Make a
Yeah. Okay.
Hit you.
That's a 14 plus whatever you want me to add.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
He's wearing a belt. Does she get disadvantage if he's wearing a belt?
He's not wearing a belt. I don't see a
My
fucking belt.
strength is 18.
I dress that boy. I don't see a belt.
I don't know if this is a belt. This is more like just a.
It's a cummerbund.
It's a cummerbund.
My strength is 18, the belt wouldn't matter anyway. It's my burn would matter, that's fine.
Moldy, you've been pantsed.
Do I care about the enchantment?
Why not?
I'm just kind of like staring at her, just kind of like
You may or
pulling
may
that
not.
back up. That's weird.
It's really, the enchantment is really all about me, darling. It's just,
Kestra, you just made this so much worse.
You're right, I did. Whoops.
Moldy, after an hour, Ray and Leon are gone while your enchantment fades.
I know I was enchanted. Is that how that works?
that one I don't actually know if you know. You
Let's
probably
just
do.
say you have a vague idea for now.
Yeah. It's only if it's only if you failed the saving throw that you don't know that you were that I was trying it.
So yeah, you know.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
What happened? What?
Are you back now?
You need to invest in the belt.
It's still like halfway.
I'm so Sally. Sometimes it's fun to do things like that.
She charmed you.
Sorry. That's alright. Sometimes it's nice to have friends in a hostile group.
I could be a friend if you ask me next time.
That's true.
Kestra would still say no, but
I mean,
I don't know you people. I just know him and he's fairly angry sometimes, so wasn't sure about you guys.
excuse
you
me.
know Ray as well as you think you do. I mean, can't you base his judgments on other people?
He did have some very questionable friends in his past.
Do tell.
Well, actually, before we get to that, I have a very important question for you. He's already asked. You kind of answered. But you literally faked your own death and vanished without a single trace for over 2 years. Wow, a very good advantage. That's fine. I don't care about that shit. Like, that's cool. But, like, you vanished for 2 years, knowing how Fancy Pants Red works, and knowing that he's gonna look for you. And now,
Why now?
As I mentioned,
Because I listened very hard.
there are people who are after him.
We know this.
Right. Because he is in town. And since I also happen to be in town, I thought perhaps I could
Yeah.
help because I know who I'm looking for.
There's flaws there.
Is there?
Yeah, didn't you just say you could be real sneaky? Isn't it possible to do whatever you're hoping you're gonna do now? You know, shoving him into a tailspin that he's already in, by the way, so thanks for that. The plane is now on fire. The airship is now on fire. No.
My plane.
Yeah.
That's the
no.
Hell's Kitchen.
So
That
he's
plane's on fire.
yeah, and for the record, he's already like spiraling out of control, and you just like literally just like exploded the thing. So next time you run away from somebody you propose to marry and pretend to be dead, I suggest helping them from the other side of the room.
I'm sorry, I can't help but make an entrance sometimes. Also what I do.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't know what the reaction was going.
I mean, you were gonna marry him and you faked your death and ran away years ago, but not that long ago. So it probably wasn't gonna be positive.
Fair. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Ray walks in the room.
I did feel like he was going to see me one way or the other.
I thought you said you were sneaky.
From
Ray
most people?
walks into the room, crosses the distance between the two of you, and wraps you up in a hug.
Oh,
Where's Fiona?
hello.
Is it really you, truly?
It is really me, Rayo.
We have some other things we need to figure out right now. Looks pointedly at Monty. Is he fixed?
Yes.
Yes.
She's asking.
Oh.
He's asking you in character.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he's fine. I'm sorry. That's just my little joke.
It's fine. We have some other things we need to take care of.
And I can help with that.
Do you know much about dragons?
No.
Yeah. It's fine. We've got it.
But I am very charming.
I know. I know.
Wait, who exactly do you know is looking for him and know that he's in town?
That is an excellent question. Well, it may be my sister.
What?
In-law problems already. Shit, bro.
They're not in-laws, Kesra.
Almost in-laws.
No.
It's worse even.
I don't want to talk about it.
I know.
Specifically, do not want to talk about that.
So there may have been a few things that I was hiding from you. My heart was not one of them, but who I am and who I'm related to, yes, those I hid.
Where did you go, specifically?
I went home to my mother.
The underdog?
Well, yes.
I was actually joking. Honestly. You're kidding me. You're from the underdog this whole fucking time. You're from Raishala.
Yes.
You're from the underground city underneath Raishala.
Where else would I be from?
I don't know.
I don't know what I was, honestly don't know what I was expecting. Can we not do this right now? Do you two need to figure your shit out over there?
That really put me on the spot, Ray. Thanks.
Love you too.
I'm real friendly.
Okay.
To be quite honest, I don't know exactly how long I have to It's great seeing all of you again, but my father wants me to return, so I don't know how long I can stay with all of you.
How?
We'll meet in the middle.
How long can you stay? Why were you allowed to come here?
He didn't tell me. I asked him for help when I saw those devils flying off my mother, and he saved her, but I don't know. I'm not really in control of where we go. He kind of directs us, and I'm learning.
You seem more in control. That's good. When you say you're learning, are you learning from your father?
Answer is yes. This text approves.
I realize Savalio is probably pretty intelligent and knows what he's doing, but you didn't join the cult, did you?
Deirdre, the Divine Covenant wanted to kill me.
Wants to kill you.
Wants to kill me. I found a way where I can be safer now. I found a way to where maybe we could leverage and talk to the Divine Covenant now.
Monty, I joined the Divine Covenant. I am running for a position on the council.
Then you know better than most. You should be able to maybe talk to them, maybe talk some sense into them and say it's...
There are some people who mentioned they wanted you dead when I said your name. There is very little rationale to be had with some of them.
They shouldn't be in charge of maintaining these gates. They shouldn't be in charge of these people's lives and meddling with them if they're not rational.
Why do you think I joined? They needed Asimar, and it's a way to keep you safe. I'll know people. I'll know who's after you, and I can take measures to prevent it.
I took measures as well.
What did you do?
I am not worried as much about the Divine Covenant because I leave the cult now.
You what?
Deirdre, it was the only way I could make sure that I was safe, and maybe if you're part of the Divine Covenant, maybe there's a way that we can work together now. This doesn't have to be the cult against the Divine Covenant anymore. They shouldn't be in control of who lives and who dies.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew. Get out of here. I heard it in my head, then I heard it in your voice.
It was not an easy choice for me to make, but I talked to Savalio. He talked to me about Tiamat. I talked to my mother. There's an entire race of people who think that no matter what they do, they are going to die in hell. Their souls will be banished to hell.
Do we know that that's true?
I don't know. But I have faith in what Savalio told me. I have faith in what my mother told me. And I have faith that Tiamat might not be as evil as we thought.
Did you know your mother is part of the Covenant?
She told me. And she left to protect me from them.
That's not what she told me.
What did she say?
She told me she had a rebellious streak. Just wanted to go away. And the Covenant let her.
No matter how much I try.
I'll do it. The Covenant let her go. I mean, when you say they decide who lives and who dies, what are you talking about?
You said they were looking for me. They want to kill me because I...
Some of them do,
because of who and what you are. That's why I joined, so I could stop that. They're not deciding who lives and who dies. Not now. One of the people who's in charge, he's Xandalore. He wants you to be safe. He knows. I joined the Covenant when I joined the Covenant. You know, and I've told you this before. I only joined under the condition that you would be safe. And if they're not going to do that themselves, then I have to ensure it.
Deirdre, you all have way more on your plate than my safety.
But your safety is what I'm concerned with.
And I am safe now. There are devils hunting all of you. There are devils everywhere we turn. There are more than we have to worry about. If anything, we gained an ally with the dragons. They will listen to me.
They listen to me too.
Who listens to you?
When we were coming to Rishar, we were on an airship. And we were attacked by a blue dragon. Kesra and Ray, they were going to die. And one of those pendants that we got, do you remember, from the cultists months ago? I pulled one out and I said that I was affiliated with you. The dragon turned to leave.
And that just proves that they're on your side now as long as I command it.
I understand what you're saying, and I believe what you're saying. I think there's just a lot of preconceptions.
I know that it's hard to understand why I did that. We weren't gaining enough people on our side. We weren't having enough people there that could protect us or protect all of you. I followed my gut. I don't know if it was right or wrong, and I'm sure time will tell.
I know what it means to make poor choices.
Speaking of poor choices, we're gonna go to Castle on the other. Which one is the
That's supposed to be. That was not the right one. Fast is on the words. It's so low.
I'm pretty sure she was referring to me. It's fine.
It's this
Hello, here I am. Okay.
Hello.
I'm just standing outside
Cool.
quietly.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go and lean over to the side of the wall and just look at you. Not smiling. That was me. Sorry.
I'm afraid to move over now because the stage.
It already ate you once.
It did eat me once.
Sorry.
Hi, Kesra. You're right. How are you doing?
You know what?
Oh. I see.
So, you probably already know, but Fancy Pants is real fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Like, he's the, you know, crown, whatever, what's it. So he's real good at faking it. Yeah, sure. He's real good at faking it.
He's not that good at faking it.
I mean, snap, that's a pop, folks.
Did we hear that?
I know, it's so good.
Sorry, Ray.
The point is that if Kareem magically somehow showed up in a random ass tavern in the middle of fucking, we're not in the middle of nowhere, but metaphorically speaking, because I'm so good at those.
I enjoyed it before.
Yeah.
Continue.
So, I legitimately don't know what I would do. Like, I would, honest to fucking shit, Lord.
Hey, Laura, I think she's talking about you.
Yeah. I genuinely have no idea. And,
The shop we were of.
and then what?
I don't know.
Exactly. And I kind of sort of like him.
I mean, I kind of sort of like him too.
Yeah, I don't think we're speaking on the same level
I
with those
see
words.
that, but-
Same words, different things.
Right.
Yeah. Point is, he's gonna say he's alright.
He's not.
No.
I know he's not.
Yeah. I think this is the longest conversation we've had.
I'm very impressed with you.
I'm struggling.
Okay, I'll talk some then. So,
You're killing me. There's a ruckus party going on downstairs.
having a great time when she joined us.
Yeah, no,
So,
say fast.
here's the thing. Sometimes it's difficult to know if a chapter is over for someone, or if the author got tired and stopped in the middle. And if they're in the middle of a chapter, if they're in the middle of a story, then I don't know. I don't.
You don't always get to choose when the chapters end. You get to choose when the chapters start, usually. But you can't be in two chapters at once. I read books.
What's your favorite one? I've got some favorites. I'll share them with you later. So, I get that. I do, but he's been in this chapter now, and he left another chapter, and you're right.
Yeah?
You have to pick a chapter.
Yes.
Say chapter one more time.
Chapter.
This conversation is real close to being over.
Okay, I'm just, I don't. If that's the chapter he wants to be in, then I'm sorry. Okay. Sometimes it's not even chapters. Sometimes it's stories. And if his story is supposed to be with her, then it was never mine to begin with.
So, that's not the point I was trying to get to. No. The point was not that he's gonna go back and reread.
The point he needs to reread it. Maybe the chapter's not finished.
The point is that he's gonna need help. Not that like you're gonna ditch him because you don't want to infringe on whatever. Like,
I'm not taking any steps back. I just.
I'm going downstairs in like 30 seconds. I need to understand this. The point is is that we're real. We're like scary similar, frankly. Honestly, it's a little strange. Fancy pants. No, not you. No way. Absolutely
That
not.
would probably at least almost live anything, but that's fine. Go ahead.
I don't, okay, sure. No, me and Fancy Pants, it's kind of uncanny. And, the whole, you know, former person that we like a lot. Yeah, suddenly just, you know, yes.
That is life.
Mm-hmm. He has moved on. He no, I need you to understand. You don't get involved with somebody else until you're done with the person you were with before. You can't.
That's true.
Fair. It's fair. But I think it's safe to say that he's moved on, and now it's like trying to drag it back. And he's already drinking a lot. Like, I'm keeping up with him, right? But it's a lot.
Maybe we should all take a break.
No. No, the point is, look, okay, see, this is why I don't do conversations. Okay?
Is your mom with them?
No. They're not.
I feel like I'm mostly hearing what you're trying to say.
Yeah, are you?
Yes.
I'm gonna go downstairs now.
Okay.
I really don't want him to throw himself off a cliff or out a 10-story fucking window, please. Okay? All right. I'm gonna send a message to Ray and say, there's a party downstairs. I'll save you a seat.
Kessa,
What?
what's your favorite color?
Do you really want to know? I almost said chartreuse, but I can't spell that word. So I'm not gonna say it. It's not
You
true.
can't spell that?
Chartreuse? There's a lot of
I know,
extra
but
like
how do you
pinky.
say it? You said it.
I
fine.
did.
I don't understand.
I have standards with the
What's
colors I
your
give you,
code?
okay? And that they have to sound fucking ridiculous.
So it's not your favorite
And
color.
chartreuse is definitely not my favorite
So
color.
it is your favorite color.
I'm gonna turn around to Leona and say out loud, 'cause these are what brain works. I don't fucking know what my favorite color is, Leona. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. I haven't thought about it in a long damn time. So today, right now, for the next 30 seconds, chartreuse.
Okay.
I'm going downstairs. I'm gonna drink heavily. On Ray's tap.
I'll pull my journal out and write down, find out Kessler's favorite color.
Add it to the list.
What else is on your list?
She has a long
I
list.
have a long list. The list it needs to be updated. That one was just, it's a long list.
Back at the ranch.
Where were we?
How long are you staying? How long are you allowed to stay? Why does he treat you like a child? You lead the cult, don't you?
Well, I'm learning to lead them. I accepted the role of leading them, I guess. But I don't really know what that entails just yet. He was showing me around, showing me, I guess, like the sacred grounds, and then he wanted me to confer with my mother before I made a choice.
And are you sure he told you everything?
I inside checked him a lot. He seemed to have been as honest with me as I could tell. I mean, Deirdre, every person that we've run into, there's been some sort of ulterior motive. No one's been pure of heart that we've met.
Excuse you.
You're not here. Get out of here.
I don't know.
I mean, are you certain that the Divine Covenant is a safe place for you to be?
I have not met anyone who has been in the Covenant or is in the Covenant that hasn't said at least neutral things about it. Have you received other information?
From people not in it? I mean, how would you feel if you were raised the entire time? We've been fed the same line about chromatic dragons for so long, about Tiamat. You know what she did in the Dawn War. You know how she was the one who fought first, and she was given nothing. She was banished to the Hells. All because they thought she might be greedy? Does that sound like a fair trade to you?
Of course not. No.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get angry with you. I don't know if I'm making the right choice, but it seemed like a better option than what I was given, which was be on the run, keep running away. And you weren't safe with me around. None of you were.
Doesn't mean I still wouldn't have preferred you here.
It doesn't mean that I don't wish I weren't here with you. I meant what I said in that note, and that ring is yours. But for right now, you know we can't be together.
I know. This just seems like the start of a very, very, very bad. I almost said chapter. I said almost. Accurate. This seems like the start of one of Leona's tragedies. One of her books. These things don't end well.
It didn't seem like they were going to end well where they were when I left either.
No, that's true. Monty, the words that you told me were beautiful. And the fact that you gave me this ring means a lot. But words aren't going to be enough for me. Do you know why I have it on this hand and not this one? When you have it on your right hand, it means that the person who gave it to you is lost to you. That you will not be together. So this ring will stay here. And I will consider it a memory until you're back.
That seems fair.
That's all I can do. It hurts too much to just sit and wait and hope. I don't even know I had hope left in me. And then when we were fighting and I saw your face, you know, you're half dragon, but I've never seen anything more angelic in my life. But that can't be enough. I had hope for a second, but that's not enough. I don't need words, Monty. I need action.
Trust me and let me show you that I'm making the right choice by leaving for now. I am so sorry that after everything you've been through with Ektiorn, with everything else, that I left the way I did. You deserved so much better than that.
You should have woken me up.
I should have, I know. But maybe one day.
I'll work on it. I'll see if I can't talk to people in the Covenant and see if we can't.
There's no reason why we can't work together. There's other things out there that are trying to escape from the Hells.
I've been doing a little research, and it sounds like that in order to close the Divine Gate, it takes a sacrifice. And
I wouldn't say this out loud to anyone. I don't see why it would be bad to just open it, let her through, and then close it again.
I don't know exactly how they plan on doing this, how they plan on bringing her back. I don't know, and I don't know how much I'm going to be able to share with you or deliver to you. But Cephalio said they need a leader. And you know me and you know my heart, and you know that I would never harm anyone if I had it my way. Goblins included. I think I could be a good leader for them. At least guide them back on the right way. At least undo the damage that's been done to their names. So much hair.
I don't want to hear your ear, put your horns in the way.
It's fine. But maybe there's some sort of way that we can work together.
I hope so. There's a lot of assumptions on both sides. Very black and white view. Maybe we can drag that to a shade of gray.
Iris. I'm sorry, did they say Tiamat's cult and the Divine Covenant?
No.
Who are your friends? I'm sorry, I'm distracted. What? Yes, right.
I'm drink. I'm going downstairs.
Would you like company? Look, it's...
Okay, come on.
Thank you.
Two of you go down the stairs into this crowded, now much more crowded bar. Ray grabs a drink.
Actually, I'm gonna put the ring back on as we go downstairs.
Okay, well. You turn into your elven form again.
Mm-hmm.
He goes up to the bar and grabs a drink.
There is an empty stool that I have put my sword on next to me.
He sits down next to you.
I only save one seat. So.
He grabs another stool and brings it over for you.
Thank you.
Nothing if no courteous.
That has always been cool.
What do you have to say?
Just that I'm sorry, and I've missed you, and I can't imagine how you must have felt. I know how I felt, and it was. I did love you. I do love you still. You know that. I know you don't know that because I ran and because I was scared and because. But it was
It's
hard.
all right.
What?
It's all right. I forgive you.
You do.
That's a perception.
It is. Thank you.
Kesra, what's your passive?
14.
Ray is sitting between the two of you, and people are coming and going all around the bar. People ordering stuff, people coming back. A overly drunken human male walks up and puts his arms, one arm around you, Kesra, and then one arm goes around Ray, and you catch the glint of metal as he plunges a dagger into Ray's chest. Hey, what the fuck? Where are you? Upstairs.
Oh.
We're busy fighting.
Yeah. This dagger glows with bright red energy, and the two of you watch as this dagger starts to seep into his chest it is sinking further and further in until it is completely absorbed.
DM.
Yep.
I am proficient in barring rolls.
Yeah.
I would like to initiate the barring wall with elbow to the face, please.
It's ballroom blitz.
Yeah.
Do I see this?
Did you come down?
I'm downstairs. I'm probably hovering near the stage, considering. But
Yeah. I would,
didn't.
yes.
Do you want to get on stage before all this happens?
No, let's
We
go
can
right
write
up.
down.
That's fine. I will live it. Or
Yeah,
walk it on
no,
stage
I would
with
like
them
to,
when they say
elbow to the face, please.
All right, why don't you make an attack roll?
Cool. No, I have advantage though. Thanks, ma'am. Elbow somebody in the face, please. Yeah, well, you know. That's how it goes. 13?
Nope.
Fucking, okay, I get 2 attacks though, so it's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
We're having
Huh? Natural 15, please.
plus.
Oh, 7.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. He takes 5 points of sharp elbow damage.
All right. Kestra, you go to elbow this person